Hi, my name is Jerica, and I'd like to welcome you to the Simple Question Series, a series on my channel where you ask a question, biblical or spiritual, and I try to answer it. Today's question is it a sin to get a divorce? Let's dive in, shall we? So guess I'm going to start this video by saying that I am in fact divorced, or my marriage was annulled. It was a very, very short marriage. In to keep it short and cute, he wasn't who he portrayed himself to be while we were dating, and then when we got married, he showed his true colors, and his true colors weren't of God, and that is why we parted ways. God gave me sign after sign about this relationship, and I ignored it, and it ended in divorce. So the first time the Bible talks of divorce, it is mentioned in Deuteronomy when Moses is, breaking down the law before they go into the promised land. So Deuteronomy chapter 24 verse 1 discusses how God will permit a divorce due to certain circumstances. So divorce is something that can happen. However, you can't divorce anybody just for any reason. God required there to be a certain circumstance before he would say that it's okay for you to get a divorce. Particularly in Deuteronomy chapter 24 verse 1, the reason was uncleanness, which Jesus clarifies for us in the New Testament that uncleanness means sexual immorality, which means adultery. And we also know that one of the 10 commandments is thou shalt not commit adultery, which means, cheating on your spouse. Fast forward, like I said, to the New Testament where Jesus said what he said about divorce in the book of Matthew. I'm going to leave all the scriptures where divorce is mentioned, or the few that I read, where divorce is mentioned. I'm going to leave it in the description box if you want to go check out those scriptures on divorce. But in Matthew, Jesus said that you can't get a divorce unless adultery has happened. And when you're reading in context, he was talking to the rabbis and scolding them because they were teaching Deuteronomy 24 wrong. They were saying that, apparently the rabbi believed that a man could divorce a woman for anything he considered to be unclean, he could divorce her for. And Jesus was clarifying to them that no, you cannot divorce a woman for anything. You can only divorce her if she has committed adultery. However, Jesus went on to mention that even if you cheat on her or she cheat on you, God still does not like divorce. God would prefer if y'all worked it out. He said that Jesus made mention that God doesn't really like divorce. However, he will permit it due to you not being able to forgive each other and get over the adultery. However, Jesus made the comment that the only reason that divorce is even an option is because man has a very hardened heart. And Jesus felt like if there is sexual immorality within a relationship, that you should work on forgiving each other. Like you should go to God in prayer, and y'all should reconcile and continue in marriage, is what Jesus said, because he said that God don't really like divorce. However, God will permit divorce within this circumstance. If you feel like y'all just can't get over your cheating spouse, like you can't forgive them, you can't make your marriage work, God is cool with it, divorce. You might as well divorce. We're going to move on fast forward to the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7. The people of Corinth were asking Paul a lot of questions, specifically about marriage and divorce, where Paul breaks down, the grounds for a marital divorce. Paul tells them, well, first they was really asking because initially Paul said that it's better for somebody to be single and serve the Lord than to, be in a relationship. He wanted everybody to be like him, be single. But however, Paul realized that other people have, desires, aka sexual desires. Paul obviously didn't have those, so that's why he remained single. But Paul said it's better for you to be married than to be burning with passion. So he was like, if you having that much of a sexual desire, you need to find you a wife and be married so you won't sin. But the people, when he said that, people of Corinth was asking him, so are you saying since we're married we should just be single so that we could be closer to the Lord? Because it kind of sounded like Paul was saying you can only be close to the Lord if you're single. And Paul was like, no. If y'all are already married, if you're already a married person, do not just leave your spouse just because you want to be close to the Lord. Like, y'all can be close to the Lord together. He said, just in my situation, I'm single and I just feel like I'm close to the Lord because I don't have that distraction of a relationship. This is what Paul was saying. But he went on to break down grounds of divorce, because he said that if you are married to someone who turns out to be an unbeliever, he said that it is okay to end that relationship because you can't change anyone. Like, you can't make anyone serve your God. And he said, why you need that stress? He was like, God wants you to be at peace. God wants you to live in peace. So in my situation, I fall under that category. This man that I dated for 2 years and then married, portrayed himself as a godly man. But once we got married, there was no God in this man. I'm getting emotional talking about this because I tried so hard to make that work. I tried so hard to make that work. And I really wanted it to work, but it just didn't. And God showed me sign after sign, and I kept ignoring it until it was really dead in my face. And I had no peace in my marriage. And I fall in this category that Paul is talking about. It was like, God wants you to be at peace. And that's when the decision was made to end it, because I could not make this man be of God. He portrayed this image as if he were of God. And then once we were married, that image, it went away. I saw who he truly was after we got married. And that was after almost 2 years of dating. So after we got married, he showed me how ungodly he was and how he was not for me. And despite me trying to make that work, I prayed so hard trying to change somebody. But the truth of the matter is, you can't change anyone. And that's what Paul said. And he was like, you got to go on. You got to move on in peace. And so I ended that relationship, annulled that marriage, and moved on in peace. And I have to say, honestly, that was that a year ago? A year or two ago? A year ago. Has it been 2 years? Whatever. It wasn't that long ago. 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago. And I have to say that after ending that marriage, I have been at peace. I was able to get closer to God after my marriage, because honestly, I was so depressed during my marriage, and I was questioning God and everything. Like, I've mentioned this in my my video about Jonah at the end when I was talking. I gave a piece of my testimony, but this situation had me questioning God. And once I finally realized exactly what was happening, I got closer to God straight up. And I don't know if marriage is in the cards for me again. I don't know if the future holds God's gonna send me a husband. I don't know, but I know that God is not upset with me for ending a marriage with a man who was not of God. So once again, okay, so the answer to the question is, it's not necessarily a sin to get a divorce. There are specific circumstances of which God will grant a divorce. God will be cool with you getting a divorce. However, God hates divorce, but he recognizes that two sinful people are getting married, and we are bound to mess up in choosing partners. We're bound to do that because we are sinful, and sometimes our lust and our desires lead us to choose the wrong person. And because of that, God will grant divorce. And like Jesus said in Matthew, divorce happens because of our hard hearts, because we don't listen to the Lord. If we listen to the Lord picks our significant other. If we listen to the Lord, everything will be fine, but we don't. And I'm a living witness of that. I ain't listening, and look what happened to me. My marriage ended in divorce. So the answer to the question is, you can get divorced under specific circumstances. I will link all the Bible scriptures that talk about divorce in the description box. But thank y'all for watching this video. I did not mean to cry. It seems like I'm doing that a lot lately in these videos, is crying. I don't mean to, but anyway, y'all, thank y'all for watching this video. If you have a question to ask me, or you have a topic you'd like for me to discuss, head on over to ghettobibletales.com, scroll down to the request section, and you can fill it out there. Once again, I'd like to thank y'all for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. Love y'all. Bye-bye.